everyone, and welcome to our production of The Marrige of Figaro. My name is Claire Nevai, and I directed this show. This show, The Marrige of Figaro, was originally written in 1778 by a French playwright named Marrige. When it was written, it was banned from being performed, actually, because it was thought to be too risque and inappropriate for those times. So when Mozart came along and decided to turn it into an opera, people didn't really think that was a good idea. But when he finally produced it and it was performed, everybody loved it, and it was spectacular, and now it's actually more popular than the play version, which you guys are going to see tonight. This play is about a count who abolished the privilege, saying that he can be with any woman when she's getting married before the husband can. And he abolished that when he got married, but now after 3 years of being married, he's kind of bored with his wife. And he wants to bring that privilege back so that he can be with his wife's maid, Susanna, who's getting married to Figaro, hence the name Marrige of Figaro. So the Count's wife isn't very happy about that, and neither is Figaro. So they kind of plot together to just show how big he is. And lots of other things happen, and it's a really funny story. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Before the show starts, and after intermission, there are going to be these short little skits that are called Bozzi. This play is in the style of Commedia dell'arte, and back then when these kinds of shows were put on, it was kind of a tradition or a custom to start off the shows with these short skits called Bozzi. And they would kind of just get the audience laughing and, into it. And, so that's what we have here for you guys tonight. And yeah, they're not really connected to the story, but they're funny, so don't be afraid to laugh. And yeah, so enjoy the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Alms to the poor. Alms to the poor. Alms. Hey.
Quiet, before you're making me lose count. 100.
Alms to the poor. Alms. Hey! What are you doing?
I'm begging here.
This is my street to beg on.
I beg to differ.
Well, I beg your pardon.
I've been begging here for the last 2 years.
That is a lie. I've been begging here my whole life.
Okay. We should fight this out like gentlemen.
Well, you look like a gentleman.
You look like a ragged gentleman. So, tell you, I've got a plan. We need to rob the judge.
We do.
Stupid judge. Take his money. You think it's a good plan?
Yeah, I know exactly how to do it. I mean, it involves killing him, but we can do it.
Yeah, I mean, you put the up, right?
Yeah.
Some arsenic in his eggs or something, You wouldn't notice till he's dead. And then,
Well, how would he notice if he's dead?
anyway.
No. Stop. Yeah, still there.
So, I think, what else? You know where to keep the money, though.
Yes, I do.
What?
Here is drawers.
Drawers in his room somewhere?
Yep, it is room.
Ignore her. Okay. Drawers in his room. He reaches where he keeps his clothes, that's it. All his money.
Yeah, third drawer. Somewhere.
Your socks.
I don't even know if he wears socks.
Alright. So, taking these eggs. Then, go straight to his drawer. You take the money, you steal his horse. And then we ride far, far. We leave. We don't need that horse. That makes
Why don't we
sense?
just go to America?
America?
Steal his boat.
Alright.
Still,
Boat, we get the boat. Take this boat, we leave. We don't need it. Boat. What else can we take with this?
Well, we can take his life, take his boat, take his
Boat?
money.
Horse?
Guys, we don't need a horse.
We can slit his horse's throat.
Get a violet.
Well, shit, give it a strong.
Great.
You hungry?
A little bit.
Hey,
I thought you packed
I
the
did.
lunch.
I packed my lunch. She took it?
Oh,
I think she took it.
she took it.
She took it.
Are you alright?
No,
What happened?
I was driving my carriage and I stopped to ask for directions, and the huntsman shot my horses. This food is so good. He shot my horses.
Hey guys, what's going on? What are you crying about?
The horses stopped to ask the huntsman for directions, and they shot the huntsman. Why are we eating? Because it's delicious.
What are you all doing crying?
A huntsman? Stop for directions. It shot some horses!
Yeah, as great as that is, I really don't care.
Feet by 26.
Look, Figaro, my ring. Do you like it better so?
Oh, splendid, my darling. Oh, how precious in an adoring bridegroom's eyes is the virginal wreath that adorns the head of his beloved on her wedding morning.
And what are you measuring there, my dear?
I'm just thinking about the fine bed his lordship is giving us. The question is, shall it go here?
In this room?
This is the one he's letting us have.
Well, I don't want it.
But why?
I just don't.
But why not?
I don't like it.
You might give a reason.
Suppose I don't want to.
But once they are sure of us.
Giving a reason for being right amounts to admitting that I could be wrong. Now, are you my humble servitor, aren't you?
But why take prejudice against the room? It's the most convenient one in the castle, and attached to the two suites of rooms. Suppose my lady has need for something. She merely rings from her side, and then lo and behold, a couple of steps, and you're in her room. On the other hand, should my lord have need for anything, he merely gives a tinkle, and then, hey, presto, a hop and a skip, and I'm there.
Very nice, too, but suppose he had given a tinkle in the morning and sent you off on some lengthy task. Hey, presto, a couple of steps, and he's at my door, and lo and behold, a hop and a skip.
Whatever are you talking about?
Why don't you listen?
But good lord, what's it about?
This is what it's about, my dear boy. My lord, the Count, tired of cultivating rustic beauties, has a mind to return to the castle, but not to his wife. It's yours he has cast his eye on, and he thinks this room might prove well to be convenient. Or so the ever old Azil, my esteemed singing teacher, daily suggests to me as he gives me my
and Basile. If ever a good stout cudgel properly applied to a man's back and shoulders
You
could-
don't think so, Lord, that this dowry I'm to receive was a tribute to your own outstanding merits?
I've done sufficient to hope so.
How stupid clever men can be.
So they say.
Yes, but some people are unwilling to believe it.
That's where you're wrong.
Let me tell you, he means to use it to get me alone for a few minutes to exact an ancient droit de seigneur. You know what that means.
So much so, that if his lordship hadn't abolished the infamous privilege when he got married himself, I would not have married you within his domains.
Very well, he may have abolished it then, but he now wishes he hadn't, and it's with your bride to be. He means to receive it today.
Oh my, I'm quite dizzy with the shock. My forehead is sprouting already.
Don't rub it then.
There's no danger, is there?
Oh, if there were to be the slightest little swelling, superstitious people.
Oh, you're making fun of me, witch. Suppose there was some way of catching out this arch deceiver, of leading him into a trap and pocketing his money.
Ah, intrigue and money, you're in your element now.
It's not any sense of shame that restrains me.
What is it then? Fear?
There's nothing in taking risks, but to take risks and at the same time turn them to your advantage, that is something.
Oh, that must mean her ladyship is awake, she asked me to be the first person to speak to her on my wedding morning.
Has that some significance as well?
There's an old saying that it brings luck to neglected wives. Goodbye, dear Figaro. Think about our little problem.
What about a kiss to encourage me?
From my lover of today, I should think not. What will my husband say about it tomorrow? Oh, there's there.
Oh, Susanna, you just have no idea how I love you.
When are you going to give up telling me so from morning to night, stupid?
When I can prove it from night until morning.
There's your kiss back, sir. I want nothing more of you now.
Oh, but that's not what you said when you gave it to me. Oh, dear charming girl, forever laughing and blooming and full of gaiety and wit and charming and wholly delightful and yet prudent. And so, my Lord Count, you would do me down so quickly, would you? I wondered, having put me in charge of the castle, why he would take me with him as courier on embassy. I got the idea now, your highness. While I am galloping in one direction, you will be progressing nicely in another, with my little wife. I shall be going through rain and mud for the greater glory of your family, while you will be condescending with the increase in mine. A pretty sort of reciprocity, but it is too much to be doing both the job of your master and your valet. It's too much by half. And Basile, oh, you old dog, out. I'll teach you to run with the hounds. No. We shall have to dissimulate if we put one against the other. Look to the day's work, Master Figaro. First take care of the hour of your wedding. Make sure the ceremony is taking place. Head off Marceline, who's so deucedly fond of you. Pocket the presents and the money. Thwart his lordship's little game. Give Master Basile a good thrashing. And here comes the portly doctor. Now the party will be with you. Excuse me. Good day, my dear doctor. It isn't my Susanna that brings you to the castle.
Not at all, my good sir. Not at all.
Oh, no, that would be far too generous on your part.
It would indeed. Too absurd for anything.
I haven't had the misfortune of thwarting your own marriage.
Have you anything else to say?
Are they taking good care of your mule?
Incorrigible babbler, leave us!
You're not getting annoyed, are you, doctor? Men in your position are hard, so very hard. No pity for poor animals, not in what they would. Hello, Marceline. Are you still so anxious to put me in court? Because one loves not when less near than oneself. I leave it to the doctor.
What's that?
She'll tell you all about it, and a lot more.
Just the same scoundrel as ever. If he leaves the gallows, I predict he'll end up as the most insolent, outrageous...
There you are, the everlasting doctor. Always so grave and formal that one might die waiting for your help. Just as a certain person got married in spite of all precautions.
Nasty-minded and spiteful as ever. Anyhow, why is my presence required at the castle? As the Lord my Count had some mishap.
No, doctor.
Rosine, his deceitful countess, is perhaps unwell. Heaven be praised.
She's listless, languished, pining away.
What's wrong with her?
Her husband neglects her.
Ah, noble husband, he avenges me.
One doesn't know just how to describe the Count. He's both dissolute and jealous.
Dissolute from boredom, jealous from vanity? Ha, that goes without saying.
Today, for example, he's giving our Susanna in marriage to his man Figaro. The union is a method of showing his favor.
A union in which His Excellency has made necessary.
Not entirely, but one His Excellency would like to share in celebrating with the bride.
No doubt an arrangement could be made.
Zeal says not.
That scoundrel's here too. It's a den of thieves. What's he doing here?
All the mischief he can. The worst thing from my point of view is the tiresome fancy he's so long had for me.
You could easily get rid of his attentions
How?
by marrying him.
Cruel mocker! Why didn't you give for me the same way? Wasn't that what you ought to have done? Have you no remembered obligations? What became of our little Emmanuel? Fruit of our forgotten passion which should have led to the altar!
Did you have me come from Sevilla to listen to this sort of nonsense? You were so full of enthusiasm
All
for
right.
marriage.
I'll say no more about it. But since nothing could induce you to do the right thing and marry me, at least help me marry someone else.
By all means, let's discuss it. But what mortal abandon of gods and women could it be?
Why, who else could it be but the gay, handsome Figaro?
That scoundrel.
Never angry, always good-humored, living on the pleasure of the moment, caring as little about the future as the past, and generous
As a thief.
as a lord. He's utterly charming, though he's a cruel monster.
And what of his Susanna?
She shall never have him. Cunning little thing though she is. If you'll help me, doctor, to ensure an obligation he has to me.
What, on their wedding day?
It's never too late to break them off. The worm for giving away feminine secrets.
Do women have any secrets from their doctors?
You know I have none from you. Our sex is ardent, but timid. As much we are attracted to pleasure, the most venturesome of women hears a voice within her saying, be kind if you can, wise if you will, but circumspect you must. So as one must at least be circumspect, as every woman realizes, let us first frighten Susanna into any possible disclosures of the offers which are being made to her.
Where does that lead us to?
Shame will drive her to persist in saying no to the Count, who in revenge will throw his weight against the marriage, so mine will be assured.
By Jove, she's right. It would be a good stroke of luck to marry off my old governess to the rascal who robbed me of my young mistress,
And hope to have his own pleasure by disappointing me.
and once robbed me of 100 crowns, which I still haven't forgotten.
What satisfaction it will be
To punish a scoundrel.
to marry him, doctor, to marry him.
To marry him, to marry him. Who? My Figaro?
Why, you are to marry him, aren't you?
Now for a fine slanging match between two angry women. We were saying, my dear Susie, how fortunate he'll be in possessing a girl such as you.
Not to mention my lord the Count.
Your servant, madame. There's always something nasty about your remarks.
Oh, and yours. What is there nasty in that, may I ask? Isn't it right that so liberal a nobleman has assured the happiness he procures from his servants?
Procures.
That was the word I used.
Fortunately, your jealousy is as notorious as your claims on Figaro are slight.
I would have strengthened them had I cared to cement them by the same methods as yours.
Oh, the methods are well known to ladies of your learning and experience.
And have you no experience? Innocent as sin, eh?
Goodbye, sweetheart, Master Figaro.
Understanding!
You hold you in the highest esteem.
Would you not do me the honor? I didn't know how much of affection!
You may be sure that I leave you nothing to desire in that respect, madame.
Such a pretty and lady!
Sufficiently so to full your satisfaction.
And above all, so careful of a reputation!
She will leave to join us.
Marceline!
Let's go, doctor. For I shan't be able to control myself. Good day, human day!
young. She'd think she could domineer over the whole castle. I don't remember what I came in here for.
Oh, Sophia, we've passed our kids to catch you alone. Alas, you're getting married and I'm going away.
What has my marriage to do with the departure of his lordship's favorite page?
Susanna, he's sending me away.
Oh, Carabine, have you done something silly again?
He caught me with your cousin. He caught me with your cousin Fanchette yesterday evening. I was putting her through Parkway tonight. He was furious when he saw me go. Get out, he said! You little. Well, I daren't repeat the rude word he used on a lady. You little. You shan't sleep another night in this castle. It's all up, Susanna, unless her ladyship, my dear godmother, can get him to relent. I shall never see you anymore.
Oh, see me, so it's my turn now? It's no longer the mistress you're secretly sighing for.
Oh, Susan, she's noble and beautiful. But how unapproachable.
You mean that I'm not, and with me you dare hope?
You know only too well, you naughty thing, that I daren't hope for anything at all. But how lucky you are to see her all the time, to talk to her, to dress her in the morning and undress her at night. One pin after another. Ah, Susie, I'd give. What's that you have there?
Alas, the fortunate ribbon that does up your fair godmother's hair for the night.
Ribbon? It means
Oh,
sweetheart.
no, you don't, sweetheart, forsooth. How familiar he's getting. If only he weren't just a snotty little good-for-nothing. Hey, the ribbon!
You can say that but corn, dirty paws, anything you like.
What a worthless scamp you'll be when you're a year too older. Give me the ribbon.
Go, Susie. I'll give you my ballad. And when the memory of your mistress saddens my days, that's if you will be your one consolation.
Your one consolation, you young scamp. Do you think you're talking to that Finch head of yours? You're caught with her, and yet you'll sigh for your mistress. Now on top of all of that, you're trying it on with me.
Upon my word, it's quite true. I don't know what's coming over me. But for some time now, I've had such a strange feeling within me. My pulse quickens at the thought of every woman. The word love makes my heart go pit-a-pat. In fact, I feel such a need to say I love you to somebody that I catch myself saying it to myself while things apart. To your beautiful mistress, to you. To the trees and to the clouds, to the winds which wax them away with my fleeting words. Yesterday at Marseille. Why not? She's a woman. Woman, girl, maiden. How thrilling the words are.
He's going to be.
And Shen is kind. She does listen to me. You aren't kind at all.
Oh, a pity, isn't it? Now listen, young man.
Oh, would you? Only over my dead body, of course. As us and I shall say. That's a thousand kisses.
Oh, plus 1,000 slaps if you come near me. I shall complain to the mistress. So far from interceding for you, I'll say to his lordship, you did well, my lord. Send him away, the little thief. Send him home to his family, the nasty little thing. He has the audacity to be in love with the mistress, and yet he wants to be kissing me too.
I'm done for!
What are you frightened of? Oh!
You're excited, Susie. Talking to yourself and your little heart going pit-pat. Very understandable, of course, on such a day.
What do you want of me, Harry? Don't suppose anyone found you
Oh.
here with me?
Well, I should be very sorry indeed if they did. But you know what an interest I take in you. The zeal must have let you know. I only have a moment to explain, so listen.
I won't listen.
You know that the king has appointed me his ambassador in London. I'm taking Figaro with me. And as a wife's duty is to follow her husband.
Only I dare speak.
No, speak, my dear. Take advantage of your influence over me, here and now. An influence that will endure.
Sir Harvard, you're not. Leave me, I beseech you.
But tell me first.
I don't remember what I was saying.
You're speaking of wifely duty.
Very well, since you rescued your own wife from the doctor and married her for love, since at that instance you abolished a certain horrible privilege.
To the great disappointment of the girls. Oh, Susie, a charming custom. Well, if only you would come and talk about it with me in the garden this evening, I'd make the favor so worth your while that...
He's not at home, sir.
Whose voice was that?
Oh, unhappy me.
Go in case anyone can see.
Any of you here?
His voice is with my lady. He's out. I'll go and inquire.
Nowhere to hide. Oh, the armchair. That's so much good, so send him away quickly.
Haven't you seen his lordship?
Why should I have seen him? Get out.
Oh, if only you
surprising in my question. It's Figaro who's looking for him.
That he's looking for the man who next after you wishes him most harm.
Oh, now we'll see what kind of servant I have.
So to wish a woman well is to wish her husband harm?
Oh, not according to your horrible ideas, agent of corruption that you are.
What is being asked of you is that you aren't going to lavish on another. Thanks to one little ceremony was forbidden of you today, will be required of you tomorrow.
Shame!
Considering what a farce it is to take marriage so seriously, I had in mind.
Horrible things, no doubt. Anyhow, who gives you permission to come in here?
There, Spitfire. May heaven teach you patience. You shall have it your own way, but don't think that I regard Master Figaro as any obstacle my lordship's way. As for that little page.
What? Master Carabine?
Cherubino di Amore, that dear little cherub who's always hanging around you, and only this morning was prowling about, waiting to get in when I left you. Oh, that's true, isn't it?
What a tale! Go away, Horseman!
Oh, because I don't go about with my eyes shut, I'm a horrid man. Wasn't this ballad he makes such a fuss about intended for you?
Oh, yes, intended for me.
Always assuming he didn't write about her ladyship. They say he can't keep his eyes off her when he's serving at the table. My goodness, don't let him play any tricks in that quarter. His lordship has no mercy on that sort of thing.
Are you knave enough to go spreading gossip to ruin an unfortunate lad who's already in disgrace with his master?
Did I invent it? I'm only repeating what everybody's saying.
And what is everybody saying? Off you go, Basile. Have him turned out at once.
How I wish I hadn't have come in.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, she's going to faint. Sit her down in the armchair.
No, I don't want to sit down. Fancy him coming in like that, it's disgusting.
Oh, well, there are two of us here, my dear. There's not the slightest danger now.
I'm sorry I made a joke about the page. Since you would hear me, I'll lead it to the figure out with you willingly. At the bottom.
Give him 50 crowns and a horse and send him home to his family.
But my lord, all because of a little joke?
The little reprobate? I'd already surprised him once today with a gardener's daughter.
With Fanchette?
In her bedroom at that.
Where my lord no doubt has business as well.
I like that.
It's a good argument.
No, I was just going to see your Uncle Antonio, my drunkard of a gardener, to give him his instructions. I knock. There's some time before the door is opened, and your cousin looks a bit nervous, so I become suspicious. Still carrying on the conversation, I take a look around. There is a curtain behind the door, a wardrobe of some sort, so slowly and stealthily I lift the curtain, and what do I see? Ah! Just like the last time! Very nice. Not even married yet, and already up to all the tricks. You wanted to be alone so you could receive my page, hmm? And as for you, young man, your behavior is all of pieces. You have so little respect for your mistress as to address her maid to the wife of your best friend. But I will not allow Figaro, a man I love and esteem, to be the victim of such deception. Was he with you, Basile?
There was no deception and no victim. He was here all the time you were talking to me.
How can you tell such an untruth? His worst enemy would he wish him such misfortune?
He'd come me to ask the ladyship to intervene for him. He was so frightened by your arrival that he hid behind the chair.
Ah, what a diabolical fib I sat in it when I came in.
Alas, my lord, I was shivering behind it.
Another fabrication. I was just there myself.
Pardon me, but it was then when I hid myself in it.
No little snake overheard all we said.
On the contrary, my lord, I did my best not to hear anything.
Oh, the perfidy. You shan't marry Figaro now.
Hush! There's somebody coming.
He shall stand for all the world to see.
No one but your ladyship could obtain this favor for us.
You see what they are, my lord. They credit me with an influence which I do not enjoy. Since what they ask is not unreasonable.
You have been very much so before.
Back me up.
No, you.
Try all the same.
Well, what do you want?
My lord, your vassals, gratified by the abolishment of a certain objectionable privilege, which you, out of your love for my lady...
All right, the privilege is abolished. What do you wish to say?
Merely that it is a high time for the accomplishments of so good a master be publicly acclaimed. Since I take such signal benefit from this day, I would ask that my marriage be the first celebration of it.
You are mistaken, my friend. The abolition of a shameful custom is no more than what is due in common decency. A Spaniard may aspire to achieve the conquest of beauty by his own assiduities, but to exact the first, the most precious enjoyment of it, as a servile requirement. That's the tyranny of a vandal, not the privilege of a noble Castilian.
Permit me, then, my lord, that this young woman, whose honor your wisdom has preserved, be publicly accepted at your hand as a symbol of the purity of your intentions. This virginal toque adorned with white flowers and ribbons. Accept this ceremony for all future marriages, and may the verses which we sing in chorus forever preserve her memory.
If I didn't know that every lover, poet, and musician, where every title for every sort of...
Join with me, friends! His lordship, his lordship!
Why seek to avoid a tribute that you have so well deserved?
Perfidious creature.
Ah, but look at her, my lord. No fairer beauty shall ever exemplify the magnitude of your sacrifice.
Oh, stop talking about me and concentrate on praising his virtue.
What a game!
My lord, I join my plea to theirs. I shall always cherish the memory of a ceremony which has its origins in the love you once bore me.
Oh, and still do, madame, and to that consideration I yield. I'm caught. I would only suggest that the ceremony may be postponed, so that it would be more, effectively known. Yes, quite right. Effectively known. Quick, go find Marceline.
Hey, you little scamp, why aren't you applauding?
He's in despair. His lordship has banished him.
Oh, sir, I ask for clemency on his behalf.
He doesn't deserve it.
Alas, he's so young.
Not so young as you think.
The right to pardon generously was not one year asked when you married her lady.
If the right to pardon were the one his lordship had renounced, surely it would be the first one he would wish to resume.
Of course.
Then what need to resume it? It's true our lord I acted unwisely, but I never talked indiscreetly.
All right, it's enough.
What does he mean?
Enough, all right. Everybody wants him forgiven, and I agree. I shall go further. I shall give him a position on my regiment.
Viva!
On condition that he leave for Catalonia immediately.
My lord, tomorrow.
Immediately? That is my decision.
I obey.
Young man, go to your godmother and ask her to pray for your protection.
Go, young man, since we may not keep you even for a day. Destiny calls. Go and fulfill it worthily. Do credit to your benefactor, and remember this house, where your youth has found such indulgence. Be obedient, honorable, and brave. You shall rejoice in your successes.
Your ladyship is greatly moved.
I don't deny it. Who knows what may be the fate of a boy thrown into a career of such danger? He is my kinsman, and what is more, my godchild.
Young man, salute Susanna for the last time.
But why the last time, my lord? He'll come back for his winter leave. Oh, kiss me, true captain. Mwah! Mwah! Oh, Caroline, you're going off to live a very different life. Very different indeed. No more running around chasing the girls all day. No more pig or blind man's buff. No more cream buns, custard tarts, soldiers of the queen. By God! Just think of the look of them. Oh, weather-beaten, rugged-arsed, weighed down with their muskets, knowing nothing but to right turn and left wheel and forward march onto the field of glory. And no flinching in the way. It was a good round shot!
Oh, for goodness sake!
What a prospect!
Where is Marceline? It's very odd that she's not with, you people.
She went into town in a little path by the farm.
When will she be back?
In God's good time.
Keep her away for good.
The doctor was with her.
Oh, the doctor is here, is he?
She buttonholed him as soon as he arrived.
He couldn't have come at a better time.
She was very annoyed, and she talked loudly as she went along. And then she stopped and did like this with open arms. And then the doctor did like this, trying to calm her down. She was terribly angry, and she kept mentioning Cousin Figaro.
Cousin, future husband.
My lord, have you forgiven us for yesterday?
Yes, that's quite all right, dear. That's quite all right.
She's brooding over her confounded affection for me. She was trying to upset our wedding.
She'll upset it, yes, I promise you that. Let us go, my dear. Basile, I shall want you.
Are you coming back to see me?
Have you got him on the hook?
Silly boy.
Now, you two, one stage of the ceremony over, my celebrations follow this evening. Let us go over our plans. Let us not be like some actors who never do so terribly as the night when all the critics are in the house.
My part's more difficult than you would think.
Ah, yes, but you think little of what a reward it will bring you.
So Major Figaro, you forget that I'm leaving.
And you'd rather stay?
Yeah, I could.
Not one word of complaint about your leaving. Put your traveling cloak over your arm and do all your packing. Let your horse be seen at the gate and then gallop as far as the farm, but return by foot the back way. His lordship will think that you are gone. You just take care to keep out of his sights and leave it to me to pacify him after the celebrations are over.
That friendship doesn't know her part.
Then what the deuce have you been teaching her this last week? You've been with her the whole time.
You've got nothing to do today. Give her an extra lesson.
Be careful, young man. Her father's not pleased and the girl's had her ears boxed. It's not study she's been doing with you. Oh, Kirby. Get yourself in trouble one of these days. The pitcher can look low.
Oh, listen to this old pedant and his proverbs. All right, then. Yes, go on. What does the wisdom of the ages say? The pitcher can go to the well, and then what? It gets filled. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Close the door, Susanna, and tell me exactly what happened.
I withheld nothing from you, madame.
So you really mean to say, Susie, he was endeavoring to seduce you?
Not at all. His lordship doesn't put himself as to that much trouble with the servant. He merely wanted a financial arrangement.
And the page was there all the time.
Behind the armchair, in fact, he'd come here to persuade you to intercede for him.
Why didn't he come to me? Should I have refused him, Susie?
That's what I told him, but he was so distressed at leaving, and particularly at parting from your ladyship. Ah, Susie, how noble and beautiful she is, but how unapproachable.
Do I really seem that way, Susie? I, who have always been his protector?
He no sooner saw your ribbon on my wrist than he fairly leapt at it.
My ribbon, what childish?
I tried to get it back from him, but he felt like a lion, your ladyship. His eyes flashed. "Oh, my dead body!" said in his shrill, high-pitched voice.
And then, Susie.
And then, madame, what can you do with such a young demon? On one hand, respect for his godmother. On the other, if only I could, because he daren't even venture to kiss the hem of your ladyship's gown. He wanted to embrace me, if he pleased.
A truce to these foolish things. So, my dear Susanna, my husband ended by
That
telling
if
me
I wouldn't listen to him, he would support Marceline.
he no longer loves me.
Why is he so jealous?
Like all husbands, my dear, from pride, nothing more. I have loved him too dearly. I've wearied him with my solicitude and tired him with my love. That's the only offense I've been guilty of. But I don't intend to let you suffer for having rebuffed him. You shall marry your Figaro, for he is the only one who can help us. Is he coming back?
When he's seen the hunt move off.
Open the window, then. It's hot in here.
Your ladyship takes so much out of herself.
Men are all the same, were it not for his persistence in avoiding me.
Oh, there he goes, riding across the park with Pedrito and 2, 3, 4 greyhounds.
So then we still have time. Is that someone knocking?
Ah, it's my Figaro, my Figaro. Do come in, dear. Her ladyship is anxious to see you.
What about you, my dear Susanna? Your ladyship has no reason to worry, and indeed, what good does it do? So his lordship finds a young woman attractive and wishes to make her his mistress. It's all very natural.
Natural?
Yes. And so he appoints me courier and Susanna counselor to the embassy. Not a bad idea at all, is it? but since she does not accept the honor he confers upon her, he instead takes up the cause of Marceline. Somebody thwarts one's own happiness, so one gets one's own back by upsetting theirs. Everybody does it, and it's what we are going to do too. That's all there is to it.
Figaro, how can you treat so lightly a scheme which threatens the happiness of every one of us?
Who says I do so, your ladyship?
Instead of taking our troubles to heart,
Isn't it enough that I take them at hand? No, if we're going to do things as methodically as his lordship, we shall have to discourage his archer for what is ours by giving him cause for concern for what is his.
All very well, but how?
Already done, your ladyship. A false report about you. A trifling scandal.
About me? Are you out of your mind?
He must be.
A man so jealous.
Oh, so much the better. One knows that if you're going to get men such as he, the first thing you must do is get them annoyed first. Oh, how well women know this. Once you get a man thoroughly enraged, a little maneuvering means you do what you like with him. I've arranged for the Zeal to receive a letter from an unseen hand warning his lordship that a young man intends to meet you tonight at the ball.
You'll play tricks with the truth which involve a virtuous woman.
There are few, madam, with whom I would have dared take the risk, lest it prove to be true.
I suppose I'm to be thankful for that.
Yes, but don't think that I've arranged for this little night for his lordship to go around there chasing and cursing his own wife when he meant to be ingratiating himself with mine. No, he's already quite beside himself, you know. He's galloping here and searching there, worried to death. Look, there he goes, charging across the country after a poor, helpless hare. The night of the wedding will soon be upon him, and he will have done nothing to stop it. And won't dare to do so in the presence of your ladyship.
no, but that old blue-stocking Marceline will.
Oh, that worries me. And you just make sure to tell his lordship that you intend to meet him at dusk in the garden.
You're still relying on that idea.
Oh, listen to me. Folks who don't try never get anywhere. That's my opinion.
And very nice, too.
Are you going to let her go?
Of course not. I'll dress someone else up in her clothes. Once his lordship has caught at the rendezvous, how will he get out of it?
And who are you dressing up in my clothes?
Carabine.
He's gone.
Not if I know anything. Look, will you leave it to me?
Since it's a question of intrigue, we can.
2, 3, 4 threads at once, all spun together into a bargain. I'm a courtier born.
They say it's a difficult trade.
Receive, take, ask again. That's the secret to so many words.
He has so much confidence, he ends by inspiring me with it.
That's the intention.
You were saying...
That, while his lordship is gone, I'll send Carabine to you. You dress him up and do something with his hair. I will teach him his part. And then, dance, your lordship!
Oh, heavens, Susie. What a sight I am. This young man who's coming in.
Your ladyship doesn't mean to let him off.
Ah, you see how I'll scold him. My hair really is in a most dreadful state.
We only have 2 more curls to do. Your ladyship will scold him all the better. Oh. Come in, gallant officer. The ladies are at home.
Oh, hello, what hurts me. Reminds me I have to go and leave godmother, who was so kind.
And so beautiful.
Yes,
Yes, of course. Poor little man with his sly downcast eyes. But have we told you, gallant sir, how we mean to enliven the evening? We want to see first whether you can get my dress on.
I fear not.
He's about my height. Let's have the coat off first.
Suppose someone were to come in.
While we're doing nothing wrong, I'll lock the door. But first, I want to see what we can do with his hair.
There's a bonnet of mine in the closet. Now, until the very moment the ball begins, the Count won't know you were still at the castle. We will explain to him afterwards that it was having to wait for your commission to be made out that suggested the idea to us.
Alas, madame, I already have it here. The Zeal handed it to me.
So soon, they didn't mean to lose any time. They were in such a hurry they forgot to put the seal on it.
What seal on what?
On his commission.
Already?
That was what I said. Is that my bonnet?
It's the nicest one you have. Turn and face me, dearest love. Oh, madame, you look charming.
Make him look more girlish.
Oh, you little brat. Doesn't make a pretty girl. I'll be quite jealous. Wouldn't you like to be pretty like that?
I'll tuck up the sleeve so that the undersleeve shows it. this on his wrist? A ribbon?
And one of yours too. I'm very pleased your ladyship has seen it. I'd have got it back from him if his lordship hadn't come in when he did. I'm nearly as strong as he is.
There's blood on it. Alas, madame, it happened this morning. Thinking I was leaving, I was arranging my horse's bag. He tossed his head and the edge of the curb cut my wrist. But one would never use a ribbon to bandage.
Particularly a stolen one. What's this about curbs and bits and studs anyway? I don't understand a word of it. Just look how white his arm is, your ladyship. It's just like a girl. Whiter than mine, just look.
You would do better to get me the bandages. And as to the ribbon, sir, the color particularly suits me, and I should have been very sorry to have lost it.
How are we going to tie it up?
While you were looking for clothes for him, take the ribbon out of a different bonnet. The one I had would soon have made it better. How? When a ribbon is used to bind the hair or touched by the skin of someone, some person, unknown, it acquires healing properties, eh? I wasn't aware of it. I'll keep the one which bound your arm just to try it. And the next time one of my women cuts herself, we'll see what happens. So you shall keep it, and I shall go away. Not forever. So unhappy. Oh, he's crying. It's all because of what that wicked Figaro said about soldiers. Ah, what were the moment he foretold? For I'm sure of dying here and now. Perchance my love's revenge. There, child. What nonsense do you talk? Who's that knocking?
Why are you locked in?
Oh, heavens, my husband! You're here without your coat, neck bare, alone here with me, everything in disorder. And he'll have had the letter.
Are you going to open?
I'm alone.
Alone? Well, then to whom are you talking?
You, of course. After what happened yesterday and this morning, he'll kill me on the spot. Oh, how could we be so foolish?
You don't usually lock yourself in.
I was sewing. Yes, I was doing some sewing with Susanna, and she's just gone to her room.
You look worried.
It's not surprising, not in the least. We were just talking about you.
Oh, well, talking about me, were you? Well, I came back because I'm concerned about a letter that was put into my hands just as I was about to mount my horse. Now I don't believe a word of it, but all the same, I'm concerned.
Why? What letter?
Well, the fact is, madame, there's some pretty disreputable people about. It has been told to me that some man may be venturing to see you today, unknown to me.
Well, whoever he is, he'll have to come in here. I don't intend on leaving my room today.
Even though Susanna is getting married this evening.
Not on any account. I'm not feeling well.
Oh, well, fortunately the doctor is here. What was that noise?
What noise?
Somebody knocked something over.
I didn't hear anything.
You must be terribly preoccupied.
Preoccupied with what?
There is someone in that room, madame.
And whom do you imagine it could be?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. I've only just come.
It must be Susanna. Apparently she's looking for something.
Why are you so concerned about Susanna?
Concerned about my maid.
I don't know about your maid, but you certainly are concerned, madame.
What is certain, sir, is that you are concerned about her much more than I am.
Well, I am so far concerned, I wish to see her immediately.
I believe you often do see her, sir, but I assure you there's nothing in your suspicion.
Then they'll be more easily disposed of. Answer, Susie! Are you there?
She's practically undressed. She was trying on some dresses I was giving her as a wedding present, and she ran in there when she heard you coming.
If she won't be seen, she can at least make herself heard, hmm? Answer, Susie! Are you there?
Susie, I forbid you to reply. Whoever heard of such outrageous behavior?
If she won't be heard, I shall see her. Dressed or undressed.
Oh, I may not be able to prevent it elsewhere, but I should hope that here in my own room...
All right, madame. I will know who this mysterious Susanna is. I suppose there's no use in asking you for the key, but there's no difficulty in me breaking the door in. Hello there!
Go and call your servants, cause a public scandal, make us the talk of the castle.
All right, madame, I'll just go and get what I need. But so that everything remains as it is, will you be good enough to come with me and avoid the gossip and the scandal you find so displeasing? You won't refuse me such a simple request.
Ah, sir, who would think of refusing you anything?
Wait. The door to the maid's quarters. I must lock it as so you can be fully justified.
Oh, heavens, what a dreadful
All right, the door is secured. Now, madame, may I offer you my arm? And to this Susanna in the dressing room. Will she be good enough to wait for me here, should any harm come to her before my return?
Oh, really, sir, this is too horrible.
Open, Caroline, open at once. It's Susanna. Open and come out.
Susie, what a dreadful business.
How'd you go? You haven't a moment to lose.
But how?
I don't know, but you must.
Supposing there isn't a way out.
After what's just happened, he'll kill you and it will be the end of all of us. Run and tell Figaro what's happened.
Perhaps it's not too big a jump out the window.
It's a whole story. Impossible. Oh, my poor mistress and my wedding. Oh, heaven.
It's over the kitchen garden. I'm not aware that the price is spoiling a few of his flower beds.
How he'll kill himself.
In the lemon pit itself, Susie, rather than any harm should come to her mistress. A kiss for good luck.
Oh, he's already quite a ways away. He had a scamp as nimble as he's pretty. If he ever wants for women, we better take his place in the dressing room. Now, your highness can break the lock. Devil a word. Will I answer?
Now, madame, before you oblige me to break open the door, once again will you open?
Oh, sir, whatever can induce you to destroy our relationship. Were it love that drove you to such fury, I can excuse your moderation. I could perhaps forget if that were the reason how offensive were your methods of showing it. But can mere vanity drive a man of honor to such excesses?
Love or vanity, you shall open the door or I'll...
Oh, do stop, sir. Do you really think I can be so wanting in self-respect?
I'll believe anything you like, madame. I just mean to see who is in the dressing room.
Very well, sir, you shall see. Only listen a moment.
Then it isn't Susanna.
At least it is someone whom you can't be mistrustful of. We were preparing a joke, an entirely innocent joke for this evening, and I assure you...
Of what do you assure me?
We had no intention of offending you, he or I.
He? So it's a man.
A boy, sir.
Who is it?
I hardly dare mention his name.
I'll kill him.
Great heavens!
Speak.
Young Carabine.
Carabine. The impudent scoundrel. All my suspicions in the letter are justified.
Sir, please don't think...
Come, madame, open. You could have spared your emotions when you took leave of him this morning. Had he done what I commanded him to, you wouldn't have to resort to such deceit in your story about Susanna had there been nothing wrong in it.
He was afraid you'd be angry if you saw him.
Come out, you little wretch!
Oh, sir, your anger is to be concerned for his safety. Please don't harbor any unjust suspicions. Don't let his disordered dress...
His disordered dress.
Alas, sir, he was getting ready to dress as a woman. A bonnet on his head, and his shirt without his coat, neck bare. He was going to try on...
And you were going to keep to your room. Unworthy wife. You shall keep to it, and for a long time too, but first I'll punish the impudent scoundrel, so I don't have to run across him anywhere anymore.
Oh, sir, please, I shall never forgive myself for having caused his harm.
Your concern for him aggravates his offense.
He's not to blame. He was going away. It was I who recalled
Get
him.
up and be gone. How dare you plead for him?
All right, sir, I will leave. I will get up, and I even give you the key to the dressing room. In the name of your love for me...
My love for you, perfidious creature.
Promise that you will let the boy go unharmed. And you may vent all your fury out on me if I cannot convince you.
I'll hear no more.
Heavens, it is the end of him.
Susanna!
I'll kill him, I'll kill him.
Kill him then, the wretched page.
Oh, what a sell! And you too, madame, pretending to be astonished. But perhaps she's not alone.
Pull yourself together, madame. He's far enough away. He jumped out.
Oh, Susie, I shall never survive it.
There was no one there. I was entirely wrong. Madame, you are quite an actress.
And I, my lord?
But, so you're pleased to joke, madame?
And why not, sir?
A pretty dreadful sort of joke. What's the point of it, I ask
Do your
you?
follies deserve any sympathy?
Follies you call them, when my honor is
Did I
concerned.
marry you to be delivered to such perpetual neglect and jealousy? justified.
Madame, it was not intentional.
Your ladyship need only have let you call the servants.
True, I have reason to be ashamed. Forgive me, Madame, I'm not quite myself.
You must admit, my lord, that you did deserve it a little.
But why didn't you come out when I called you, you wretch?
I was getting dressed, putting myself together. And besides, her ladyship had told me not to, and she did quite right.
Why don't you help me gain her forgiveness instead of harping on my errors?
No, sir, an outrage of this kind cannot be forgiven. I shall retire into a convent. I can see that it is more than time that I did so.
Well, could you do so without some regrets?
It would be a sad day for everyone, I'm sure.
Would it were so, Susie, but better regrets than the humiliation of forgiving me.
Rosine!
I am no longer the Rosine whom you wooed so assiduously. I'm the Countess Almaviva, the sad and neglected wife whom you no longer love.
Oh, madame.
For pity's sake!
You had none for me.
It was a letter that made my blood
I
boil.
wasn't responsible for that.
Not true, but you knew of it.
It was that stupid Figaro.
He was in it?
He handed it to Basile.
Who said he had got it from a peasant? Oh, treacherous music master, you shall pay for the whole lot!
You ask forgiveness for yourself, but you deny it to others. That's men exactly. Supposing I were to forgive you on the grounds that you were provoked by the letter, it would have to be a general pardon.
With all my heart. But how can I make up for so heinous a fault?
The fault was on both sides.
Oh, no, say it was on mine only. What is beyond my comprehension is how women can so quickly and convincingly assume the errant tone that circumstances require. You blushed, you wept, you seemed embarrassed. Well, upon my word, you still do.
I blushed from resentment at your suspicions, but men are not significantly sensitive to tell between righteous indignation and guilty embarrassment.
But what about the page, the state of disorder, undressed, almost naked?
She's before you now. Aren't you glad you found her instead of who you were expecting to find?
Yes, but what about the entreaties and the feigned tears?
You making you laugh, but it's no laughing matter.
We husbands think we know something of dissimulation, but we are only children. It is you, madame, who the king should be sending us as ambassador to London. How women must study the art of controlling their demeanor to such a degree.
You men drive us to it.
Regard us as prisoners on parole, and you'll see whether we can be trusted.
Let us leave it at that, but my forbearance under such great provocation ought to at least ensure me yours.
Well, then, do you confirm that you do forgive me?
And did I ever say that I would, Susie?
I didn't hear it, your ladyship.
Oh, well, say it now, then.
Do you deserve it, ungrateful man?
Has my repentance not earned it?
Thinking there was a man in her ladyship's dressing room.
She has punished me severely.
Not believing her when she said it was her maid.
Are you really that implacable, Rosine?
Oh, Susie, how weak I am. What an example I set you. No one will believe in a woman's resentment anymore.
Ah, well, don't we always come to this with them in the end?
I heard your ladyship was unwell, and I came as quickly as I could. I'm pleased to see that it was nothing.
You are very attentive.
It is my duty, sir, but seeing how there's nothing in it, there are men and women below with violins and horns waiting to accompany me. If you'll permit me to conduct...
And who is going to look after the Countess in the castle?
Stay and look out. She isn't ill.
No, but what about the man who is venturing to see her today?
What man?
The man the letter that you gave to Basile.
Who said I did?
If no one had told me, you dog, your own face would accuse you and prove you a liar.
Then I'm sorry, sir, but my face must be lying. I'm not.
My poor dear Figaro, don't waste words in denying. We have told everything.
And what have you told? What you all take it for? Basile?
We told how you wrote the letter so that when his lordship came in, he would believe the page was in the dressing room where I was hiding.
And what do you say to that?
There's nothing to hide now, Figaro. The joke's over.
The joke is over?
Yes, all over. What do you say to that?
Merely that I wish I could say the same about my marriage. So as soon as you'll give me your permission.
Then you would meet about the letter?
Well, if it's what her ladyship wants, and it's what Susie wants, and it's what you want, then it must be what I want too. But if I were in your place, my lord, I really wouldn't think anything of it.
You still go lying through the teeth of the evidence. I shall end by getting annoyed.
Poor man, do you really insist he tell the truth for once?
I warned him of this danger. I couldn't be expected to do otherwise.
Have you seen the page?
Still a bit shaken.
Oh, poor boy.
Come, my lord, they are longing to be alone. Let us go down to the stairs.
Marceline. I would just like to get changed for the occasion.
For our own servants, I have it.
My lord! My lord!
What is it, Antonio?
I want bars on the windows and open up my flower beds. They chucked all sorts of things down. They've just thrown an entire man out.
Out of these windows?
Have a look at my wallflowers.
My lord, he's been drunk all the morning.
Well, that's where you are wrong. It's a hangover from yesterday. See how they jump to erroneous conclusions?
Where is this man? Where is he?
Where is he?
Yes!
Well, that's just what I want to know. See, I'm your lordship's servant, the only man who cares about your garden, and a man comes jumping into it. You see, my reputation.
Get him off the subject.
So you will keep on drinking.
I should go mad if I didn't.
But why drink so much?
Drinking's all that separates men from beasts, madam. Drinking when we are thirsty, making love whenever we feel like it.
Answer my question or I shall send you away!
And you think I should go?
What are you talking about?
If you don't have enough up here, good servant, I might have enough up here to get rid of a good master.
You say someone had been thrown out of this window!
Aye, in the white shirt he was, and he ran off, egad, like...
And then?
Well, I would have gone after him. I've given myself such a clout against the gate, I couldn't lift a finger.
Well, anyways, you'd recognize this fellow.
Aye, that I would, if I had a good look at him.
He didn't see who it was.
What a fuss about a plant pot! How much do you want for it, you old misery? Look no further, my lord. I was the man who jumped out the window.
You were? You looked a great deal shorter and skinnier then.
Of course. One crouches when jumping.
I would have said it was that whippersnapper of Peach.
Tony!
Ah, yes, on leave from Seville, with his horse, on purpose to do it.
I didn't say that. I didn't see no horses jumped out, or I would have said it.
Grant me patience!
I was in the bedroom in a white shirt. It was so hot, and I heard your lordship's voice, and great to do, and don't ask me why, but I took fright because of the letter, and decided to jump out the window. I do admit it was foolish. I think I twisted my ankle.
Well, if it were you, I should probably give you this piece of paper that fell out of your pocket. Give it back to me.
Caught!
I don't suppose a fright in the fall would have made you forget what is in this letter, or how it came to be in your pocket.
Of course not, but I have so many letters, and all to reply to. What's this, for example? Ah, yes, from Marceline. Very, pretty, too. What could this be? The petition for that poor, unfortunate poacher who's in jail? Oh, wait, no, that's in the other pocket. I have the inventory for the palace furniture somewhere in here.
It's his officer's warrant.
All's lost. It's the warrant for his commission.
Can Yes, and you are a man of so many resources.
His lordship says, can't you guess?
What is this letter?
Well, that will be the commission for that boy. He gave it to me, and I forgot to give it back to him. Really silly. I'll just be going.
Why should he have given it to you?
He wanted me to do something with it.
There's nothing omitted.
The seal's missing.
You don't reply.
He said that it was custom to... Oh, yes! Oh, of course. Custom! What custom? Custom to... What? To seal it with your seal! Oh, I do admit, looking back, it may not have been worth the trouble.
All right, it's apparent that I can know nothing. This fellow Figaro is always at the bottom of everything. If only I could get my own back.
Don't you dare throw to my lord! Before you show him any favors, you must do justice between us. He has obligations to me.
Oh, what sort of obligations? Explain yourself.
I'll explain myself, you scoundrel.
What's it all about, Marceline?
A promise of marriage,
A receipt for money lent, nothing more.
on condition that he marries me. You are a great nobleman. Justice of the province.
Marceline, present your case before the court. There I do justice to each and all.
In that case, will your lordship permit me to establish my claims on Marceline?
There's my rascally friend of the letter.
Another fool of the same sort.
Your claims! You do well to talk of your claims, you blockhead of blockheads!
Got him first time, that is him to a T!
Marceline, everything will be held up pending examination of your claims. It will be held publicly at the Great Hall. Basile, trusty and reliable agent that you are, go to town and fetch the members at the bench.
For his case?
Yes, and once more, find the peasant who gave you the letter.
How do I know him?
Do you refuse?
I didn't come to the castle to run errands.
Then what did you come for?
As village organist, teacher of the harpsichord to her ladyship, of singing to her ladies, and of mandolins to players. Apart from that, my major responsibility is to entertain your lordship's guests with my guitar when it may please your highness to ask for it.
My lord, I'll go myself, my lord.
Who are you and what is your job?
I am Dwight Soleil, my lord. I with the herd boy for the goats, and I'm on vacation for the herd today for the fireworks. And I know all that made legal lot do hang out, my lord.
Your zeal pleases me. Off you go. Basile, accompany this man and play the guitar for him on the way. He is one of my guests.
What? I be one?
I'm to go Dwight Soleil and play.
It is what you are here for. Go off or I'll sack you.
I'm not going to argue with the kettle since I'm only...
A mug!
I'll go and make sure of my own marriage with Marceline instead of helping theirs. Take my advice. Don't settle anything until I come back.
Don't settle anything. Be off! I'm not worried, not even if you never come back. Come now, you don't seem to be singing. Let's have a song for the bride.
Rather than riches, I choose a goodness.
showing it at all.
Do you think the Count was taken in? Suppose you were to find the boy was still at the castle.
I'll tell him to keep so well hidden.
You can see after what just happened. I'm not anxious to send him in the garden in place of you.
Well, I'm certainly not going now that my marriage is again.
Oh, wait. Instead of sending you or someone else, suppose I went myself.
You, madame?
No one else need run any risk. The Count wouldn't be able to deny it, having proven his jealousy and unfaithfulness. It would be, come, we have been lucky once. I'm tempted to try it again. Let the Count know that you will meet him in the garden, but above all, tell no one else.
What about Figaro?
No, he'll just want to put his own oar in. Get me my parasol from the closet and I'll go out and think about it. It's quite audacious, my little scheme. Oh, my ribbon. I've forgotten about you. I shan't part with you. You remind me of the affair of the young boy. Oh, my lord the Count, what have you done? What am I doing now?
Your parasol, madame.
Remember, you can't say a word to Figaro.
Madame, I've just been thinking about it. It's a delightful scheme. It ties everything together, rounds it all off, and brings everything to a conclusion. And whatever happens now, my marriage is certain.
As a mother and father being eaten by an escaped rhinoceros. But I just had to tell you, it is because of this that this story happened. This is the story of James Henry Trotter, and how one day he came across a giant peach which changed his life forever.
And smell, I do declare, as lovely as a rose. Just feast your eyes upon my face, observe my shapely nose. Behold, my heavenly silky locks, and if I take off both my socks, you'll see my dainty toes.
But don't forget, my dear old sponge, how much your tummy shows. Why, sponge, you're red. Go soak your head, my sweet, for you cannot win. Behold my gorgeous curvy shapes, my teeth, my charming grin. Oh, beauteous me, how I adore my radiant looks. But please ignore the pimple on my chin.
Under your old trap to the world, I'll shout, your only foe is the skin. Such loveliness as I possess can only truly shine. In Hollywood, I do declare, it can be fine. I capture all the nation's hearts. They give me all the leading parts. The stars would all resound.
I think you would make, without mistake, a lovely Frankenstein. What's the matter with you?
Oh, Aunt Spiker, I feel as if I'm going to faint.
Stop that immediately. Get back to work, you nasty little beast.
Oh, Auntie Sponge and Auntie Spiker, couldn't we all please, just for once, go to the seaside on the bus? It isn't very far, and I feel so hot and awful and lonely.
Why, you lazy good-for-nothing brute!
Yeah.
I certainly will. Maybe later on in the day when I don't feel so hot. Now just get out of my sight, you disgusting little worm, and give me some peace.
It was at this point that the first thing, the rather peculiar thing, happened to poor James. Come here, little boy. Come here. Come right up close to me, and I will show you something wonderful. You see this? Do you know what this is, my dear? Here, take a look. Listen to them. Listen to them move. There's more power and magic inside these little green things than in all the rest of the world put together.
But what are they?
Ah, you'd never guess that. Crocodile tongues. 1,000 green, slimy crocodile tongues, boiled up in the skull of a dead witch for 20 days and nights. Add the fingers of a young monkey, the gizzard of a pig, the beak of a green parrot, the juice of a porcupine, and 3 spoonfuls of sugar. Stew for another week, and then let the moon do the rest. Here, take it. It's yours. You will never be miserable again, because you are miserable, aren't you, James? You needn't tell me. I know all about it. Hold on to it tightly, because if those little green things get away from you, they will begin to work their magic on whatever comes first, be it person, insect, or tree. Here, grab onto it. Hurry now, you haven't the time.
Wait, no! I dropped them! They're burning into the ground! They're gone. They're all gone.
Get up at once, you lazy little...
Good night. It's strangely quiet. I don't even hear a sound. Boy, am I hungry, though. I should be a little bit more considerate of my aunts, though. Aunt Spiker says all I ever do is think of myself. You know, maybe she's right. She really is kind of spooky out here, though.
Have you ever been alone on a dark, quiet night? Well, at this point, James feels in his bones that something stronger than ever this time could happen at any moment.
Everything's so different. Suddenly the whole place seems to be alive with magic. Ouch! What's this? Seems like a solid wall. Good grief, I know what this is. I've come to the stone in the center of the peach. And here is what appears to be a small door cut into the side of the stone. Let's see. There. This one open. Now what's this light?
Look who's here. We've been waiting for you.
No! No!
I'm famished.
Why?
Everyone's famished. We need food.
Aren't you hungry?
What's the matter with you, boy? You look positively ill.
Oh, it looks like he's going to faint any second.
Oh my goodness, the poor thing. I do believe he thinks it's him we're going to eat.
Oh dear. Oh dear. What an awful thought.
You mustn't be frightened. We wouldn't dream of hurting you. You are one of us now. Didn't you know that? You are part of the crew. We're all in the same boat.
We've been waiting for you all day long. We thought you were never going to turn up. And I'm glad you made it.
So cheer up, my boy. Cheer up. And while you're at it, I wish you'd come over here and give me a hand lacing up my boots. It takes me hours to do it all by myself. No, like this, like this. Ah, thank you. You are very kind.
Well, you have very large boots.
Well, I have very large feet. 100 feet, actually. I am a centipede, you know.
There he goes again. He simply cannot stop talking about his legs. He's only got 2. The problem is that most people don't bother to count them. And anyways, there's nothing marvelous centipede about having a lot of legs.
Poor earthworm. He's blind, you know. Can't see how marvelous I look.
In my opinion, the really marvelous thing is to have no legs at all and be able to walk just the same.
You call that walking, earthworm? No, that is slithering. You're a slitherer. You just slither along.
I lie.
You are a slimy beast.
I am not a slimy beast. I'm a useful and very much loved creature. Ask any gardener you like. And as for you...
I am a pest.
He's so proud of that, though for the life of me I cannot understand why. Oh, please excuse me. My name is Ladybird.
Oh, nice to meet you.
I am the only pest thing here, James. Unless you can hold green grasshopper, but he's too old to be a pest anymore.
Young fellow, I'm a grasshopper, who's rather old, but I am not a pest. I am a musician.
Well said, old grasshopper. In case you haven't guessed by now, my name is Spider.
Your name's James, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, James, have you ever in your life seen such a marvelous colossal centipede as me?
Well, I certainly haven't. How'd you get to be like that?
Very peculiar, very, very peculiar indeed. I was mumbling about under the old peach tree when a funny little green thing, about this big, came wriggling past my nose.
But I know what that was.
It happened to me too.
And me. Suddenly there were little green things everywhere. The soil was full of them.
I actually swallowed one.
So did I.
I swallowed 3, but who's telling the story anyway? Don't interrupt!
Not now, centipede. Why don't you get to the top and get started?
What's going on?
In case you haven't guessed by now, we're about to depart from the top of this ghastly hell we've all been living on for so long. We're about to roll away inside this great, big, beautiful peach to the land of...
Well, to the land of what?
Never you mind. For nothing can be worse than this desolate hilltop with those 2 repulsive aunts of yours.
In case you haven't noticed, this peach happens to be on a steep hill, which happens to be on a steep slope. And therefore, the only thing that's been stopping this peach from rolling away right from the beginning is the stem. Break the stem, and off we go.
I've done it! We're off! The journey begins!
And you have any
We're about to visit the most wonderful places and see the most marvelous things. Isn't that so, Centipede?
Oh, there's no knowing what we shall see. We may see a creature with 49 heads who lives in the desolate snow. And when he catches the cold that he dreads, he has 49 noses to blow. We may see a dragon, and nobody knows we won't see a unicorn there. We may see a terrible monster with toes growing out of the tufts of his hair. We may see the beautiful, big, bright hen, so proud, well-bred, with such beautiful eggs, you just explode them, and then they explode and blow off your head! But who cares? Who cares? Let us go from this horrible hill. Let us roll, let us roll, let us plunge. Let's get rolling and bowling and spinning until we're away from old Spiker and Sponge! Yeah!
Why can't you get up so early?
If the early bird catches the worm, then the too early aunts will catch the suckers.
But that's not funny. I don't get it. What do you mean?
Make money, Sponge. We're here to make money. M-O-N-E-Y. Don't you get it? See all those people coming up that hill?
Yes. We should get up dirty little boy of ours to help clean up out here.
We should.
What's that awful noise?
Oh, Sponge? There's a giant peach. It's snapping. It's quality. It's getting off the branch. Run, Sponge, run!
I wonder what that noise was. Well, you'd never guess, but the peach is still moving. It's going down the hill at a fantastic pace. Oh my, and the people that were coming up to see it are now jumping out of the way. And it's headed straight for the ocean. Oh, this can't be good. Oh my, well that's curious. It appears that peach can not only roll, it can float as well. Well, let's take a look inside and see what happened to poor James.
Never met a glowworm here before. That's because he was up sleeping on the ceiling the entire time, that lazy beast. But now that you mention his name, he doesn't look much like a glowworm, does he?
I'm not a he. I'm not a worm either. I'm simply a lady firefly without wings.
Big deal. Come on! Light!
I'm trying. Please be patient. There.
Some great journey.
I shall never be the same again.
Nor I. It's taken years off my life.
But my dear friends, we are there.
Where? Where is there?
I don't know, but I bet it's somewhere good.
We're probably at the bottom of the coal mine.
Or perhaps we're in the middle of a beautiful country full of songs and music. Or near the seaside, with lots of other children for me to play with.
Pardon me, but am I wrong in thinking that we seem to be bobbing up and down?
Bobbing. Up and down? What on earth do you mean?
Are you still dizzy from the journey? Is everyone ready to go up and take a look?
No, I refuse to show myself out of doors unless I polish my boots first.
All that nonsense again.
Let's all give Centipede a hand. Let's all give Centipede a hand.
While you're doing that, I'll help you with the ladder to get out.
We're done! Let's go! Yeah!
Bobbing up and down?
We're in the middle of the sea.
But where are the fields?
Where in the woods?
Where is England?
Ladies and gentlemen, I finally find ourselves in
An awkward situation.
Awkward? We are finished. I may be blind, you know, but that much I can see quite clearly.
Off with my boots, off with my boots. I can't swim with my boots on.
I can't swim at all.
Nor can I.
Nor I.
We don't have to swim. We're floating beautifully. And sooner or later, ship is bound to pick us up.
Are
you sure we're not sinking?
Well, of course I'm sure. Look for yourself. The boy's quite right. We're floating beautifully.
Now we must keep calm. Everything will be all right in the end.
Nothing is ever all right in the end, and well, you know it.
Poor Earthworm. He loves to make everything into a disaster. He hates to be happy.
If this ship is not going to sink, we're not going to be drowned, then every one of us is going to starve to death instead.
My gosh, she's right. For once in his life, he is right.
For once. I'm always right. We should get thinner and thinner and thirstier and thirstier. I'm dying already. I'm slowly shriveling up from want of food. Personally, I would rather drown.
But you must be blind.
Blind? Of course I'm blind. There's no need to rub it in.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Well, what I'm trying to say is, can't you see that...
See? How can I see if I'm blind?
Can't you realize that we have enough food here to last us for weeks and weeks?
Where?
Where? Well, why the peach, of course. Our whole ship is made of food.
Jumping Jehoshaphat! We never thought of that!
My dear James, you're so clever. I don't know what we'd do without you.
Wait, no, that's stupid. We can't eat up the ship. That's only be keeping us up.
We shall starve if we don't.
And we shall drown if we do.
Oh dear, now we're worse off than before.
You can eat as much as you want. It would take us weeks and weeks to make any sort of dent in this enormous peach. Surely you can see that.
Good heavens, he's right again.
An excellent idea.
Why so bummed, Earthworm? What's the problem?
The problem is, well, the problem is that there is no problem.
Well, cheer up, Earthworm. Come and eat. It's delicious.
That's fabulous. You know, James, this peach is even tastier than those little green flies that live on rose bushes.
The flies were never as good as this.
Oh, what a flavor! It's terrific! It's magnificent! There never has been anything like it, and there isn't now. I would know because I have personally sampled some of the finest foods in all the world. What's that tiny little black thing floating through the water?
There are two of them. There are lots of them.
What are they?
Perhaps they're fish. Come along to say hello?
They're sharks. But anything you like, they're sharks, and they come along to eat us up.
Oh, what absolute rot.
I know they are sharks. I'm positive they are sharks.
Okay, Earthworm, just assuming that they are, what was the word? Sharks. Just assuming that they are sharks, there's no way they can possibly get us all the way up here. Can they?
Look, they're swimming in towards us.
Go away! Go away, you filthy beasts!
Oh, look at the size of their jaws.
Oh no, we're finished now. They're attacking. They're gonna eat up the whole peach, and there'll be nothing left for us to stand on. And then they'll start on us.
Oh, I don't want to be eaten. But they'll come after me, first of all, because I'm so fat, juicy, and I have no bones!
James, surely you can think of a way out of this.
Think, James, think.
There is something I believe we might try. I'm not saying it'll work.
We're not trying anything. Just hurry, hurry!
Be quiet and let the boy speak. Go on, James.
I'm terribly sorry. It's no good. After all, I forgot, we have no string. We need hundreds and hundreds of yards of string to even make this work.
But my dear boy, that's exactly what we do have.
Well, how? Where?
The silkworm. He's been downstairs the whole time.
Yes, he just lies there and sleeps all day, but we can easily wake him up and make him spin.
And what about me, may I ask? I can spin just as well as any silkworm. Better yet, I can spin patterns
And can you make enough between the both of you?
as much as you want.
And could
Of course, of course.
and would it be strong?
The strongest there is.
But why? What do you need all the string for? I am going to lift this peach clean out of the water.
You're mad!
It's our only chance.
Go on, James. How would you do it?
Skyhooks, I suppose. And seagulls. The whole place is full of them. Look up there. I'm going to take one long silken string, and I'm going to wrap it around the neck of a seagull. Then I'm going to take the other end, and I'm going to wrap it around the stem of the peach. And I'll do the same with another, and another, and another.
Ridiculous!
Poppycock!
Absurd!
Balderdash!
Madness!
How do you expect to lift this peach? And us as well?
Well, there's no shortage of seagulls. Look for yourself. I'll probably need 400, 500, well, maybe even 1,000. I don't know. I shall simply go hooking them up until I have enough to lift us. You know, it's like balloons. You give someone enough balloons, and I mean really enough balloons, and well, up he goes. And a seagull has far more lifting power than a balloon. If only I had the time to do it.
You're absolutely off your head. How do you suppose you're going to loop a string around a seagull's neck? You're going to fly up there yourself and catch it.
The boy's dotty. Well, with bait, of course.
Bait? What sort of bait?
Well, with a worm. Seagulls love worms. And lucky for us, we happen to have here the biggest, fattest, juiciest earthworm.
You can stop right there.
Go on.
The seagulls have already spotted them. That's why there's so many of them up above. But they daren't come down here while the rest of us are on deck. So this is what—
Stop! I won't have it! I refuse!
Oh my dear earthworm. You're going to be eaten anyway. I mean, what does it matter if it's sharks or seagulls?
I won't do it!
Why don't we hear what the plan is first?
I don't give a hoot what the plan is! I refuse to be pecked to death by a bunch of seagulls!
You'll be a martyr. I shall respect you for the rest of my life.
But he won't have to give his life. Now everyone, come here. This is what I'll do. Come here. You can't let the seagulls here. Come here.
It's absolutely brilliant!
Oh, I shall be pecked to death!
No, of course you won't.
I won't let them touch you. I promise. We've got to hurry. There's not a moment to lose. Get that get the thing to work at once. And you too, Spider. I'll do my best. Okay, come on. Ow! I think this one might do it.
Hurry, James! I don't like this at all!
Oh, quiet down, Earthworm. You should consider yourself lucky you're not pecked to death by now.
Officer James, that's a clever idea.
Yes, using Earthworm as bait. I marvel at him.
Go after the bait!
I think this one's working. Come on, I can feel it slipping. It's working. It's working.
Oh, how beautiful!
What a marvelous feeling! And I'm not hurt!
You were very brave, Earthworm.
Goodbye, sharks.
Oh boy, this is the way to travel. Why, you can almost see forever from up here.
How can you see?
Wait. Is that a ship below us?
It looks like a big one.
It's got 3 funnels.
And you can even see the people on deck.
Do you think they can see us? Let's wave to them.
I wonder when we'll finish up this time.
Who cares? Seagulls always go back to land sooner or later.
Didn't it seem as if the people on the ship really got excited when they saw us? Well, then again, I do admit, we probably did look a bit peculiar.
What do you mean, James?
Well, what I'm trying to say is... You see, what I'm trying to say is...
What he's trying to say is that we all look rather strange to humans. After all, they have ears on the side of their heads.
Doesn't everybody?
Where, for example, do you think I keep my ears?
I don't know.
Right here, one on each side of my tummy.
And I swallow soil. And without charging a penny, I gobble up all the little green bugs that are gobbling up the farmer's crops. I am the farmer's best friend.
Well, I think you're wonderful. It seems as though almost everyone around here is loved.
Not me! Oh, no, not me. I am a pest and proud of it. Oh, I am such a shocking, dreadful pest.
Yes, you are.
And what about you, Spider? Aren't you also much loved in the world?
Oh no, I'm not very loved at all. But I do nothing but good. I sit in my web all day and I catch flies and mosquitoes. You know, I'm a decent bug.
Well, I know you are.
It's very unfair the way spiders are treated. Just last week, your own ant sponge flushed my father down the plug hole in the bath. I watched the whole thing grow up in the corner. It was ghastly.
But isn't it unlucky to kill a spider?
Of course it's unlucky to kill a spider. I mean, look what happened to Aunt Sponge. You all heard it when the peach went over her.
It was very fun back.
How fast we are going all of a sudden.
Well, I don't think the seagulls like this place any better than we do. I can imagine they want to get out of here as fast as possible.
Wait. There's land below.
Oh look, there's lands. It looks like streets and houses. But how enormous it all is.
And what tremendous tall buildings. I've never seen anything like them before in England.
This can't possibly be England.
Then where is it?
Do you know what those buildings are? Those are skyscrapers. And that, my friends, means we've reached America. Which also means we've crossed the Atlantic Ocean almost overnight. That's unbelievable.
It's not possible.
Ah, I've always dreamed of going to America. See, I had this friend once.
Shut up! No one cares about your friend. What we've got to figure out now is how on earth are we going to get down to Earth?
Ask James.
Well, you know, it shouldn't be too difficult. We could just cut through each of the silken strings one at a time. Not too many, mind you. Just enough so that the seagulls can't quite keep us up in the air. And, you know, down we shall go, slowly and gently. Senator, you can climb through the strings first one at a time. It shooting out of that cloud over there. Wait! No! No, cut through all the silken strings at once! We're falling!
We're falling!
Ah!
Help us!
Save us!
We're lost!
James! James, you've always had the answer before! Save us now!
I wish I had the answer, but I don't. Just close your eyes, everyone. It won't be long now.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, centipede. Goodbye, earthworm, ladybird, earthworm again, even though you're flying so back.
Goodbye, centipede. Aren't you? Oh, never mind. Goodbye.
Guys, I can't believe it. We're not dead.
We're not dead.
We're not. We're not.
We're not
dead.
Hooray, we're alive!
We're alive!
We're alive!
You know, I think this might be a little hard to believe, but I think we may have landed on the needle of the Empire State Building.
How do we get down?
Well, don't worry. They'll get us down.
James, why are all those people hanging out of windows cheering us on? Maybe they think we're heroes?
You know, I think you're right. I think they do think we're heroes. Yeah! We're heroes!
James was right. Everyone on the peach was thought of as a hero. In fact, he was brought down and brought straight to the mayor, where he made his speech of welcome. He then commissioned the tallest crane in all of New York to bring the giant peach down to street level. Then a rather peculiar thing happened. A little girl came out of the audience and asked James if she could have a bite of his giant peach. Of course, said James, and children ran from everywhere to get a bite of that delicious peach, until nothing was left but the giant brown stone, where then it was made into a famous monument and sent straight to Central Park. And in fact, James Henry Trotter himself made his home in that giant brown stone, and every day you can see him there telling his story of the fantastic tales he had and his marvelous adventure with the giant peach. He thought one day he could write a book about it, so that all could revel in his adventures. And that is what you have just seen.
What did the doctor say?
That thing supposedly just a 24-hour bug. He gave me some pills.
Oh, see, I told you. You probably just ate some bad gristle. Now, do you think we should go the shortcut or the scenic route?
Let's take the shortcut.
Oh, but the scenic route is so much prettier.
Okay, let's take the scenic route.
Great, I think it's actually slightly quicker anyway.
What is a squab?
Pigeon, I suppose. So, should we go through the hole under the horse fence or jump the rail over the bridle path?
I guess the horse fence would be a little bit safer.
But the bridle path will put us out right next to the squab shack. What's wrong? You're acting all skittish. Don't worry, I've been stealing birds for a living since before I could trot. By the way, you look unbelievably beautiful tonight. I mean, you're practically glowing. Maybe it's the lighting. Here, put this bandit hat on. Honey, what's this? It's a fox trap. Come here, look at does anybody actually read my paper? It's been 12 fox years since I started it. I mean, do your friends ever talk about it? It has been 12 fox years. Someone should have read it by now.
Of course, in fact, Revan's ex-girlfriend just said to me last week, I should read Foxy's column, but they don't get the paper.
Ash, let's get cracking.
Why would they? Who reads the paper anymore?
I'm sick. You're not sick. I have a temperature. You don't have a temperature. I don't want to go. Hurry up, you're going to be late.
I love the way you handled that.
I'm not sick. I want you to be extra nice to him because he's going through a very hard time right now, okay?
Whoa, Christopherson's in the paper. According to this, he led his whack-bat team all the way to the championship where he made the winning hit. Now that is impressive. Ash, when are you going to do something like that?
Don't say that. Ash is just different. Where's he going to sleep? We're going to make a bed for him in your room.
I can't spare the space. Put him in Dad's study.
Dad's study is occupied by Dad. I don't want to live in a hole anymore. It makes me feel poor.
We are poor, but we are happy.
I'm 7 non-fox years old now. My father died at 7.5. I don't want to live in a hole anymore, and I'm going to do something about it. Well, I'm off. Have a good day, my darling.
You know, foxes live in holes for a reason.
Ash, what's this you're wearing? Why a cape with the pants tucked into the socks?
I bet if Christopherson was just too incredible.
I guess he's just different.
What?
Remember that vacant oak tree we saw last week? I just received a fantastic deal for the loan on the house. Ash, start packing. We're moving.
Moving?
We certainly are. Pack your bags. We're leaving ASAP.
Are you sure about this?
Trust me. When have I ever led us wrong?
But the oak tree still makes some adjustments. It's not perfect, Foxy.
You're right, but fortunately, I saw an ad in the paper this morning for maintenance. Awesome.
I don't know about this.
I think we should move.
Yeah, it'll be good for Ash to get some sunlight once in a while. Aren't you too glad we made this investment?
It is nice. As long as we're all happy, I think it's great. I'll get it.
Oh, hi, Ash.
Who was that?
Nobody. It was just a salesperson.
Really now, what was he selling?
Nothing we need right now.
Christopherson, come in, come in. I read about your whack-bat wedding. Now that is impressive.
Pleased to see you, Uncle Foxy. I'll just ignore what Ash did.
You know, I think Ash is a bit jealous of you, to tell you the truth.
Ash, why don't you take Christopherson up to your room so he can unpack?
Thank you, Ash.
Come on. Thank you, Ash.
You know, he's slightly younger, but he's a cuss of a lot bigger. That's just genetics, I suppose. Ash has a smaller body type.
Stop saying things like that.
Hello, who are you?
I'm Kylie, the maid of the house. You responded to my ad in the paper. By the way, you have fantastic column.
Well, Kylie, thank you.
I read it all the time.
It's published every 2 weeks.
Well, I meant that.
Can I ask you something?
Sure, I suppose.
Who am I, Kylie?
Who, how, what now?
Why a fox? Why not a horse or a beetle or bald eagle? I'm saying this more like an existentialism, you know? Who am I and how can a fox ever be satisfied without, forgive the expression, a chicken in its mouth?
I don't know what you're talking about, but it sounds illegal.
Here, put this bandit hat on.
Ah, so good of you to come. Lovely to see you. You're both looking splendid. How have you been, Bogus? In good health, I trust?
Well, yes.
Bunce, all's well?
I suppose, but
Wonderful. Any, fox problems?
Are you joking, Beef?
it's horrible.
We're miserable.
He's laughing at us.
It's humiliating.
We're furious.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Ah, yes. I thought perhaps we ought to, kill him.
Well, that seems rather obvious.
We've tried. He's too sneaky.
Ah yes, he's very clever, isn't he? Quick and sly. Might be quite difficult, but I've already figured out where this fox lives. So we're going to hide in the bushes, wait for him to come out of the hole in this tree, and shoot the cuss to smithereens! How's that grab you fellas?
Thanks for covering me, you guys. Next time, try Boggus, Buns, and Bean. Oh, 3.
We got the tail, but we missed the fox. We need to come back with supplies. Shall we say 3 shovels, 2 pickaxes, 500 rounds of ammunition, and a bottle of apple cider.
A sneaky one.
I'm going to lose my temper now.
When?
Right now.
Well, when?
12 fox years ago, you made a promise to me while we were caged inside that fox trap that you would never steal another chicken, goose, turkey, duck, or squab, whatever they are. I believed you. Why did you lie to me?
Because I'm a wild animal.
You're also a husband and a father.
Look, I'm trying to tell you the truth about myself.
I don't care about the truth about yourself. This story's too predictable.
Predictable? Really? Then what happens in the end?
In the end, we all die, unless you change.
Ash, are you mad at me? I understand if you are, and I'm sorry. I never would have involved your cousin if I'd realized you feel this way. It was only ever just because he's kind of a natural. Anyway, I'm sorry if your feelings
I'm
were...
going to put dirt in my ears.
Ash, I don't have beagle ticks, by the way.
Me neither. Whoever said...
Apparently, that's what you've been telling everyone. Beagle ticks and pelt lice.
I never said that. I knew misquoting it, or somebody is. But I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Look, Ash, I know we may or may not ever see the light of day again, but I just want to try to make peace with you.
Great, try.
Well, then why are you dead set on...
Can I ask you?
We've destroyed his home. The fox ain't there.
What do we do now?
Well, Boggus, I can tell you what we're not going to do. We're not going to let him go. How many men we got, Boggus?
35.
Buns.
36.
And I've got 37. That's 108 altogether. We're going to assemble all 108 members of our entire 3 combined workforce. We're going to starve them out and then kill them. Starting in, shall we say, 15 minutes?
How long can a fox go without food or water?
Secretly stealing birds on the sly. I shouldn't have tried to push these farmers so hard and tried to embarrass them and stress what they had. I enjoyed it, but I shouldn't have. And now there's only one way out. Maybe if I hand myself over and let them kill me, skin me, and hang me over their ranch.
Don't do no such thing.
Darling, maybe they'll let everyone else live.
Why did you have to get us into this, Foxy?
I don't know. But I have a possible theory. I think I have this thing where I need everyone to think I'm the greatest, the quote-unquote fantastic Mr. Fox. And if they are completely knocked out, dazzled, and kind of intimidated by me, I don't feel good about myself. They say foxes traditionally like to court danger, hunt prey, and outsmart predators, and that's what I'm actually good at. I think at the end of the day, I'm just...
We're wild animals.
I guess we always were. I'll tell you, if I had to do it all over again, I never would have let you down. It was always more fun when we did it together, anyway. I love you, Felicity.
I love you too, but I shouldn't have married you.
Did I ever tell you about the time I learned we were going to have a car?
In the fox trap.
Right. So we were going to your mother.
Says she's pregnant.
Let me tell the story, okay? So I had no...
No. I think he eats soap.
That's not so.
Well, then why does he have that bubbly...
He's rabid with rabies. I've heard about this beagle. You two go ahead while I distract him. Go!
Tenderness in your eyes, isn't there? Yes, you're a good boy. A little lonely maybe, but terribly sweet. Hello there, boy. Is your name Spitz? That's German, isn't it? Why, you're just as sweet as a...
These three, in this reporter's opinion, obsessed farmers are convinced that the fox in question will eventually reappear. Why?
Foxes are meant to live underground.
The refugees.
All they have to eat down there is
Each other.
Not for long. Well, what exactly did the fox do?
he stole from us.
He made us look like buffoons.
He laughed at us.
He won't be laughing for long!
Well, farmers, that's a bit dark. For Action 12 News, this is Dan Peabody.
Where are we going?
Nobody knows.
We were in the middle of a meditation practice.
Watch your step. Let's see, where could this lead?
Oh no, Foxy, it's filthy.
Keep a good grip, everyone.
Better be worth it.
I think I see a little sliver of light up ahead. What's this? Is that a door?
You're a terrible actor, Foxy.
Do you smell something? It smells like Freon.
I'm gonna crack this open a little bit and see if anything's on the other side. I highly doubt it though. It's probably just an old abandoned mine shaft. You know, wouldn't it be interesting?
Open it.
Wow, there's a whole wonderful, glorious, amazing supermarket up here.
You really are kind of a quote-unquote fantastic Mr. Fox.
I tried. I guess now that Christopherson's dad is back down to single pneumonia and getting better, he'll be going home soon.
Actually, when he spoke to me from the hospital, he said he was already talking about real estate availability down in our mine system.
Really? Well, now is the time to buy. What? Oh, I get it. Is that your trademark?
I'm pregnant again.
Wow. I think we're both glowing this time.
Do another toast, Dad.
Okay, let me think of a little wording. All right. They say all foxes are slightly allergic to linoleum, but it's cool to the paw. Try it. And they say my tail has to be dry cleaned twice a month, but now it's fully detachable. And they say our tree may never grow back, but someday something will. And yes, these crackles come from artificial squab, and these giblets are made from synthetic goose. And even these apples look fake, but since they've got stars on them. I guess what I'm trying to say is, we'll eat tonight, and we'll eat together, and you are without a doubt the fourth and a half most wonderful wild animals I've ever met in my life. So let's raise our boxes to our survival. How was that?
That was good. That was a good toast.
to say thank you all for coming and yeah, James, you can come out. Anyway, we just have some thank yous to say. So we have Larry Welch, our drama teacher. I want to say thank you for allowing us to do these productions.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you.
We also want to thank Joanna. She's not here, but she did our lovely costumes, and
And I think the biggest thank you of all goes to our audience.
yeah, thank you guys.
I would like to thank one of our directors, Mr. Andrew White.
I don't know what to say.
I'd like to thank Mariah.
Honor working with everyone, and I really would like to thank all of you for supporting drama, because it really means a lot to all of us. So thank you again.